Hello everybody, Calamity here. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm the one on the bottom left, by the way. That's past Calamity on the bottom right. Today's video is about the Master of Fire and Water fight in the Feast of Pursuit event in Genshin. Right here is the buff. After a character triggers Vaporize 10 times, you will get an increase of 100% to both normal and charge attacks. And because we're getting charge attacks buff, this allows you to bring much more variety in terms of your main DPS. You can bring New Roulette, for example. You can bring Hu Tao, who's on the rerun banner. You have a lot more options, even though we're limited to a Vaporize team. And just like before, this Nemesis empowerment thing on the bottom, we can totally ignore that because we're playing on Steadfast difficulty. Here's the team that we're going to be using to fight the Mountain King boss. I'm bringing Layla just purely for shields. And I'm also bringing Xingqiu and Yuan for double vape. And of course, Hu Tao as our main DPS. So let's actually start the fight. Immediately use Layla's skill for the shield. Then I immediately use Xingqiu and Yulan's bursts. And then we use Hu Tao's skill. And then you just start vaporizing. Here we go. 7, 8, 9, and there's the 10th one. That's easy fulfillment, and now we have a huge boost to Hu Tao's damage, and also Yulan's as well, if we use her normal attacks. Reapply the shield. So when the boss, it even tells you, there's a little prompt. You guys probably noticed that. Let's go back 10 seconds here. So he'll do some attacks like that. He's rolling around, but he'll stop for a bit. You see how he's not doing any? Oh, okay, never mind. He's doing an attack there, but he'll do some attacks, and then he'll just kind of stand there afterwards. Right here, you see how he's not doing anything? That's when you get a little prompt, excuse me, that says, use pyro attacks on the flame granites before the gluttonous Mount King can devour them. So really easy here, just use any sort of pyro AoE here. If you're using Zhongling and her burst is already up, you're already getting this passively, you don't even have to think about it. Bennett as well, another character, just use the burst and you're affecting all 3 of these bombs. And if you're using Hu Tao, just use her burst, and then we've affected all 3. It does a huge chunk of damage to the boss, so it's definitely worth to make sure you always use pyro when those bombs are out. And then he's just gonna get stunned from eating the explosive one, and then we are free to do as much damage as possible. I have no idea what happened here. Yeah, I kind of like got like a jump up or something. It was weird. Anyways, just keep doing those vaporize attacks. Big damage numbers as long as you crits. When he does this spinning attack, be careful, unlike me, because you will get juggled into the air like that. But it's also very damaging if you're melee. Give yourself a couple seconds to back off for a bit, unless you're under a shield. Then you can totally ignore it and keep going, but it does do a lot of damage. Be careful of it. It's probably his most annoying move that can power through shields. So once it's over, though, he's just back to doing his normal stuff, rolling around, splash stuff, and then remember, he's gonna do the 3 bombs again. Are gonna spawn, excuse me. When that happens, we use the burst. It does a huge chunk of damage again, and we are free to reset our rotation. He's doing his spin move. Don't forget, if you've ever find yourself in a situation where your DPS is just like a tad bit short, you can always bring food buffs. Thank you to the person in the comment section that reminded me you can do that as well. So here, a little bit of a mistake from me, but I did not have Hu Tao's burst or skill ready. So I ended up popping it really late, but we're still able to get it. So if I back up a little bit, see, I'm like, I don't have my burst, and I'm trying to like hit them. But I was able to get 1. See, I got the last one there. Like he ate. He's not gonna get stunned unless you ignite all 3, because he's gonna shoot the others. So if that happens, you know, no big deal. It's okay. We're gonna make it. It does look kind of close, right? 30 seconds left. It's continuing to do the charge attacks over and over again. So this is where C1 Hu Tao, without having the C1, it is trying to like hinder me a bit here. As you can see, I'm out of stamina, so I couldn't do as much charge attacks, but it's okay, you know. we'll still power through it. It's not the end of the world for me. It's not yet. But luckily, Hu Tao gets her skill back really, really fast. We see the bombs get spawned here, and then he immediately eats them, and they do a chunk of damage. That's why it's very important. You got your pyro ready to go, your pyro damage ready to go, and that's pretty much the fight. I find that this one is probably the easiest one so far. I'm going to showcase my character's builds now. Alright, so Hu Tao, she's level 90. She does have her signature weapon, the Staff of Homa. She's using the Crimson Witch of Flame set, and I did all of this was strongbox farming. I never set foot in the actual domain to farm these. She is obviously built for a DPS, so she has lots of crit rate, crit damage, HP percentage is important for her, and a little bit of energy recharge where you can fit it is always nice. Not necessary though. Just crit rate, crit damage, and HP. That's the main focus, and some elemental mastery, of course. We have an HP Sands, Pyro Damage Goblet, and a crit rate circlet. Next up is going to be Yelan. If you've seen previous... Oh, sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. She's at C0, which you can tell because the charge attacks are eating my stamina. Talents are 9, 8, and 8. The next character is going to be Yelan. If you've seen the previous videos, then you know her build, Aqua Simulacra. Her artifacts are the Emblem of Severed Fate, with a focus on DPS stats, crit rate, crit damage, HP percentage. She's just like Hu Tao, really. And some energy recharge where we can fit it. HP Sands, Hydro Damage Goblet. She is at E1, so she does get her elemental skill twice, which helps a lot with burst uptime. Really, really good there. And her talents are 8, 10, and 10. Really, really strong Yelan. And next up is Jing Cho. Same build since 1998. Sacrificial Sword, Refinement 5. Very nice to have. Basically guarantees his burst. Emblem of Severed Fate, with stats focusing on DPS, so crit rate, crit damage, energy recharge, elemental mastery, and attack percentage. All of it really, really strong, really, really good. His talents are 2, 9, and 12, so we can definitely crown his burst for just like a tiny bit of increase. And I did not use Zhongli, sorry. Last but not least is Layla, level 90 with a Favonius sword. Only a refinement 1. If you have more refinements, it's going to be more consistent. She is using Tenacity of the Millith. She's mainly built for support, so a lot of her stats are HP percentage and energy recharge primarily. I didn't build her as a DPS at all. And she's also providing a buff from the Tenacity of the Millith. She's only C3, and I just want to quickly point out that C4 gives a buff to normal and charge attack, so I was missing actually a nice bit of damage from Layla. And C6 makes her burst attack more often. So, yeah, really missing some key constellations here, which would have made Layla even more potent for this team. But, you know, we're still able to beat it, so it's all good with me. And that's pretty much it for this video. Hopefully it was helpful to someone out there. If you have any additional questions about the fight, team help, anything like that, feel free to ask in the comments below. Or if you have your own tips for this fight, leave those down as well. And I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching.